Hello and welcome back to the shop. I know again videos have been few and far between. Put up a couple of work videos there, but it's just been kind of hard to get down into the shop. I've had a lot of family stuff, just normal housework things to do there, and just lots of stuff to have to do at work. So really haven't had the time, and when I have had the time, really haven't been in the mood to start a project. I really got to be in the mood to, or in the mindset to sit down and complete a project from beginning to end. If I'm not really feeling it, the video is going to come out piss poor, and the project's going to come out piss poor, and it's just going to be a crappy video and a crappy result. So I'm better off just waiting until I can actually, get the drive to complete the projects, which I have a bunch lined up, and we'll go through that. As some of you guys know, my father had cancer, or has cancer. He did have the surgery about 3 weeks ago. Turns out it was stage 3 cancer, meaning it grew outside the organ but didn't infiltrate into any other body system, so it didn't go into his bloodstream or his lymph nodes or his bone marrow. He had surgery, everything was removed. Surgery went well, everything went fine. He was in the hospital for a day, and they sent him home for recovery. And he's been perfectly fine. So he still has a little bit of soreness here and there, normal stuff, but he's doing fine. Everything's on track, and we'll actually be seeing him. He'll be coming over here for Christmas Eve dinner. So, other than that, wife's doing perfectly fine. Pregnancy going as planned, and not much on that front. Okay, I also want to give a sincere thank you to everybody out there that has ever watched one of my videos. So we've spent 4 years, as of October, 4 years here on YouTube. And we've amassed a little over 35,000 subscribers, which for somebody that just plays around in the shop doing random stuff and videotapes some stuff he does at work is pretty amazing to me. And I know it sounds corny, and I know it sounds like one of those old PBS commercials, but this channel, and specifically this shop, what I have in here, none of this would have been possible without viewers like you. You guys making the videos gives me something to shoot for. I like doing it. Making the videos and having the interaction with the machinist community or the YouTube community in general, with the likes and the subscribes and the comments and the discussion back and forth, is what makes this worthwhile. And also having somebody come up and say, hey, you really helped me out, or now I understand that because you made this video, makes this fun for me, makes this more worthwhile than it would be if I was just coming down here making random stuff for myself. Showing you guys how to do it and explaining how to do it and screwing up on the way of how to do it is fun to me. And also, I would never have had half of the stuff in the shop without you guys. So without YouTube and this channel in general, I would have never gotten that mill that was given to me by one of my viewers. I would have never gotten this lathe. I bought that off of one of my viewers, the 13-inch lathe. And half of the tools and everything in here, I'll be honest with you, I probably wouldn't have been able to get as fast as I did. I mean, I make no qualms about it. There are ads before my videos. I do get some revenue from that. And all of that, whatever I get in those ads, goes into this shop. Every penny that gets off of those ads, I spend it in tooling, machinery, and stuff to show in this shop. So I know people have this idea that, oh, well, you guys get thousands of dollars a month for doing all this YouTube. It's not. It's pennies on the dollar. It's tiny, tiny, tiny money. But it all helps. And it all allowed me to get a lot of this stuff here, which I could have probably got on my own, but it would never have been able to get it in as fast as I did, or the quality that I did. So for all of that stuff, like I said, I thank you guys. And I made this channel to kind of show people how to do stuff. My channel is a little bit different than some of the others out there. And I watch all of them, and everybody has their own format. The way I chose to do my channel, which may or may not have cost me some subscribers, is I set my channel up as project based. So each video is its entire own project or step of a project. And I carry the project from start to finish all the way through and show most of the important bits in between. I know some people don't like that. Some people just like to kind of gloss over and go through, which is perfectly fine, but this is kind of the way that I learned how to do things from either watching people or people teaching me. So that's kind of the way I formatted this channel, was to teach other people of how to do this stuff and, you know, have people critique me on how I'm doing it. That's also part of this. So, like as I said, it's a little bit different than some other channels that are out there, and every channel is different, and every channel has its own ups and downs in its own right. And as I said, I've watched them all, so I'm no way casting any disparaging remarks on anybody else's channel at all. This is just the way that I kind of chose to format my channel, and the way I will continue to format my channel, rather than you know, putting a mishmash of everything into one video and shortening it down. I know some people don't like it, some people do, but this is the way I've decided to do this channel, and will continue to carry it on. Now, I do have a ton of projects that are upcoming. I get a ton of stuff that I want to do, and some stuff that I absolutely need to do. So why don't we just take like a couple of minutes and just go through some, probably got 4 projects that are actually out right here that I want to show you that will be upcoming in some other videos. Alright, one of the projects I actually need to do for work actually is take this piece of bent 16 gauge stainless and cut basically this profile into the long end. And what this is for is basically a kick plate and threshold for a walk-in freezer. So it has a floor that's raised up 4 inches, an insulated floor, and it's just aluminum on the face. And from them putting deliveries in the freezer, they've smashed the living crap out of the front of it. So that's all going to be replaced with the 16 gauge stainless to give something for the dollies to hit up against. So I need to basically carve out this profile here in this section. As far as lathe projects go, one thing I really need to do to make that 13-inch usable is this is a piece of 2-inch wide, 6-inch diameter cast iron that was generously donated to me by a viewer. This is going to become the back plate for the chuck that I need to do. So then now we'll get the 13-inch up and running. Also, this is the collet closer that I want to install. I need to machine a barrel extension for this, and I need to make a rod to attach to the lathe itself. For the mill, I have a travel that I need to clean up. I need to replace the, this is like a little, it's not really a gasket, but it's a wiper. And I do have the mount for this, and this will be mounted to the mill for a quill readout. Okay, another little bit of a weird project that I'm probably going to video, which is kind of house maintenance related. I have a Boilermate. This is a 41-gallon one, I'm pretty sure. And my problem is it's not heating up quickly anymore. It's heating the water, but it's taking a lot of time, and 41 gallons worth of hot water, I shouldn't run out of hot water, it shouldn't get cold, and it is. So I think my problem is the actual heater coil that's inside is just all caked with sediment and garbage. So it needs to be cleaned out. So to clean it out, there are 2 ways to do it. You can cut all the lines to it and pop out the whole heating coil from the bottom, or you can pour in a cleaning solution into the top there and then drain it out the bottom. So now my problem is the drain's right here, right? I'm in my cellar, and you can see how the drain is. Now this little cove here is basically a dam, and that goes into, you probably can't see it back there, but there's a little hole there that goes down underneath the cellar floor and into a track that runs the perimeter of my cellar. You can see the drain right here, and it's basically a French drain that goes into a pipe. That spigot is right in line with it, so I can't even get a pan under there or anything. I have to empty 41 gallons out of this thing. And water don't flow uphill. So I need to make a little pump to pump it out. So let me show you my plan for the pump. Alright, so I'm cheap. I looked around everywhere for little pumps, little transfer pumps. And the cheapest one I found was from Harbor Freight, and it's $50, and it has a 1/12 horsepower motor on it. It looks almost like that that ice machine pump that I rebuilt. It's only like this big, and it, like I said, it costs $50. The next size up really doesn't look much better and costs like $100. And I'm only going to use this once or twice. So what I did, and this is pretty much almost exactly what is on the end of that 1/12 horsepower pump. I got one of these. This is a little drill pump. Alright, and I tried it out and it works. But you need to put a drill on the end of it. So I figured, well, I got a half-horse motor I'm sitting around and not using. We can make a half-horse pump. So this should be a 1725 RPM motor, which it is. So that's well within the operating range of this. This is 1800 to 3600 RPM. And I'm assuming at the 3600 RPM, it says 225 gallons an hour, and we only got to empty a 41 gallon tank. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a little frame for this, for the motor to sit on out of some unistrut, and we'll bring the unistrut up and allow it to hold this pump so that holds that steady, and then we'll make a coupling to coupling this shaft with this shaft, and there you go. You got a $10 half-horse pump. So that's my idea, to pump that tank out and clean it. So that's a quick rundown of the projects I have upcoming. I do have more planned. I do have something I want to do with a friend, and he wants to do it too. And we may play with some CNC stuff. I don't know when, if, how that's going to happen. But if I can make it happen, I think that'll be an awesome video. And we'll actually be making some self-bend stuff or some accessories that are hard to find for the lathe. So we'll see how that goes. But I have, like I said, I have a lot of content coming up. And I hope you guys keep watching. And if you haven't, like and subscribe. And also, if you haven't already, make sure that you, next to the subscribe button, hit the little bell icon and turn your notifications on. Every time I get a new video out, you'll get an email and be able to watch it first. So hope you guys enjoyed this video, and we'll see you on the next one, hopefully for another year.